told your friend you're not okay? And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way.
Hello everyone, Medieval here, and welcome to my Why Are Games Not Fun Anymore series. In this series, I am on a quest to find what games that you all find fun, because everyone has a different definition of what makes a game fun, right? Let me know what your favourites are, either in the comments below or in my Discord, where I have a specific channel just for this. Alternatively, you can catch me live on Twitch. The links are all in the description below. Each week, I plan on playing a new game which will come from all of your suggestions and be decided upon by adding them all to a spin wheel. Whatever the wheel lands on, we will play that following week. So without further ado, let's have a look at what we had this week. Welcome to week 5 everyone. This week we played a game called The Quarry, and this was suggested to us by not one but two of our good friends, Big Compton and Radalini. The Quarry is an interactive horror game. Now, horror isn't really my genre. I seem to have my fill of horror way back in the good old Resident Evil days, and haven't really touched the genre in a long time. The question is, would this game be the one to bring me back? Well, firstly, it's not really a game as such. It plays more like a movie in which your choices change the direction of the way that it goes, which is actually a good and welcome change of pace to games that I have been playing recently. The game is centred around a place called Hackett's Quarry, which is a summer camp for kids. You start the game off with Laura and Max, two of the camp counsellors who are making their way to the quarry a day early to have some quality time together. However, after swerving off the road to miss running over something and being warned by a cop not to travel to the quarry that night and instead go to a nearby motel, they make their way to the quarry anyways, only to find that it's all locked up. They start looking for other ways inside and come across a shelter. Laura notices someone moving inside and thinks that there is someone trapped down there. They break their way in to investigate, but things start to turn as Max is attacked by a monster.
I mean, you must be exhausted. I know I am. I think our imagination...
Oh yeah! And Laura is drugged from behind by the same cop from earlier. So all is not as it appears at this quarry. We then fast forward 2 months. It's now the end of camp and all the children are on the bus taking them home. Here we meet our remaining counsellors: Abby, Emma, Jacob, Nick, Ryan, Dylan and Caitlin, all of whom become our playable characters, and the leader of the camp, Chris Hackett. It's time to pack up our things and set off home ourselves. However, love-struck Jacob decides to sabotage their car so that they have to spend one more night there, and hopes to rekindle his love affair with Emma. Camp leader Chris Hackett gets very animated at this and tells the counsellors to lock themselves inside for the night, and he will return in the morning with help to get them back home. He gives them the keys before rushing off. Now 7 teenagers alone at camp for the night. They very quickly decide to throw a party and play games like Truth or Dare. Of course they would. But they don't know that there is some sort of monster roaming around, as well as a group of hunters with guns are shown turning up as well. Can they all survive the night? It's down to you and your decision making to find that out. There is no less than 187 different endings to this game. That is mind blowing. Imagine playing through a game that many times and having a different outcome each time. Crazy. Each character is very likeable in their own ways. During my playthrough, I did want to save all of them. However, my chat collectively assured me that I must do everything I could to at the very least save Abby, who was our favourite overall. Which took some pressure off me unless of course we were in control of her and I had to think very carefully what to do. They would never forgive me if I lost her. I had such a good time playing through this game. Like I said earlier, the change of pace was very welcoming, the story was excellent, the gameplay was minimal, but knowing how much of an impact each choice made was a little stressful, but in a good way. It is a horror game, but doesn't really have the gore and jump scares that you typically find in the genre. At no point was I ever really scared as such, perhaps only when I had to control Abby. This is another one of those games that I wanted to find during this series. A game that I wouldn't necessarily pick up myself, but love the fact that it was brought to me. I am going to play through it again, and again, to see what happens when certain decisions I made were to go the other way. And that's why we are gonna give this one a score of 88 on our fun meter. Next week, we have another horror style game landing on the spin wheel, in Dead by Daylight. I hope to see all of you there, and until then, take care.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until